Y'all do a lot.
Are you kidding me?
No, I've been tracking more diligently my my calendar and what I do, and I look back on the days and I'm like, there's just not enough time in the day.
Point the camera more over your head, Randy. All I see you is in the corner.
I know. I'm trying to do
in the corner. In the corner.
There we go.
All right, for those of you who are watching the video feed, Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Banter.
How are you all doing?
I didn't think you were going to let us down. I just want to make sure you're okay. That's all, kiddo.
Oh yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
All right, sweetie. All right. All righty there, folks. I hope all is well. Is everything? I'm just going to print one more thing I need to get out.
Yeah, I got a hard out when we get done of my Toyota's ready to pick up.
So what are you going to do with your other car?
I drop it.
Right there? They're buying that from you? They're buying
it, yeah. Ooh. It's a wash because it's got good residual. It's a white F-150 Lariat. It's under mileage.
You sure there's nothing that says we're going to have it test checked and then if we
No, they already appraised it. They appraised it when I got there and they gave me.
And they know it was a lease.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
payoff, called for, did the whole.
Who is it? Who'd you?
I'm done being a truck guy. My lease is up, so I went over to. I'm working with Barry over at Oxmoor Toyota. He's a good dude, and Andy's the manager over there. They took care of me.
You should see Randy's vehicle. It's so big he can fit a swimming pool inside of it.
I don't need it yet because I still have the two small kids. Randy's got, he's moving a lot more stuff around.
It's big. It's big. And very nice too. So
the new, Bob, I was just when the new Tesla truck comes out, I figured we sell Louisville is going to be all on order. So I figured I don't need a truck right
Randy,
now.
if you can,
there you go.
If you can fit a swimming pool, you should put one in.
Yes, that's right. True. Yeah, maybe
at least a hot tub.
At least a hot tub. That's just going to go there. All right, stand by. Here we go, folks. Ready to rock and roll. We got a lot of stuff going on. All right, take a deep breath, everybody. News Radio 840 WHAS. Good Sunday morning. Bob Sokoler, the Louisville Real Estate Show, here with you up until the top of the hour. And we're talking real estate, Louisville and Southern Indiana. We're recording this on Zoom because COVID continues, and hopefully sooner or later we don't have to say that anymore. We get back in the studio with us, Randy Rocky, who's with Swan Financial, 6450736. We know he's busy because I keep sending him, and my team keeps sending him business. Good morning, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see you.
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Also here, a good friend and a lovely attorney, and quite frankly, usually she works over at Limestone Title and Escrow. She was the former legal counsel for the Kentucky Real Estate Commission, and she's now legal counsel for Limestone. Lee Harris. We love and adore. Hiya, Lee. How you doing?
How are you all?
Good. Good to see you.
Good. You too.
My son Greg, who does our marketing, photography, and so much more these days, includes these spectacular videos that he's producing. So good to see you there, buddy.
Howdy.
And you can reach me anytime on my cell phone, and I try to answer day and night. You test me, try me. When I'm not on the air, try me. 376-5483, especially if you're thinking about selling a home this year. We've got really good news coming up in this report and just a little later on. If you want to see a rebroadcast of this show, go to LouisvilleAnswers.com. Again, that's www.LouisvilleAnswers.com. And you can see how Randy Rocky multitasks as he is working and he's talking to us. So that's how quite frankly, he's all over it. So, all right, here we go. First up, still, this is kind of good news for anybody who owns a home or is thinking about buying. If you are thinking about renting, don't. Owning a middle-priced home, medium-priced home, is more affordable than renting a 3-bedroom property. In fact, 63% of the 915 U.S. counties analyzed for the report show that owning is better than renting. And quite frankly, it does something else for you. It improves the equity of your family. So you're building equity. And some people might say renting not so good, but we will tell you, you're just throwing your money away and you're putting it in the pocket of somebody else who owns the property that you're renting from. The new numbers out for the end of December of 2020 show an incredible increase. Just FYI, everybody. In 2019, there were 1,305 homes sold in December. In 2020, which was supposed to be a slow month, December, 1,583 homes. That's according to the Greater Louisville Association of Louisville. So that's an increase and great percentage, just showing that the market continues to outperform. And
what's interesting about that is they must be churning and beyond belief, because aren't there only about 1,800 homes on the market?
Yeah, I mean that's the big issue. Even going back to,
it's like a 1-for-1 ratio.
Right. Bob's talking about, renting is not the way to go, but that's the thing. People have to rent right now because there's just nothing out there for them to buy because there's no inventory.
Temporarily renting.
Temporarily.
I will tell you, this past week, I was over at the new digs for Lee Harris and Limestone. Beautiful. How busy is the market? Limestone had to expand again. How many conference rooms do you have going for closing now? Is it 4 and a possible 5th?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Which tells you a lot about how busy closing
and it's packed 24/7, so that's good.
Yeah, and you're moving them through nicely, and it's a nice building. And I know Greg knows the person who designed the
Set the Stage. Our lovely friends over there, Carissa Hanna. She is phenomenal. Little plug there. They're great. They do a lot of work around town, and you can see some of their work on some of the stuff we do. Check out all of our websites. You'll find.
Yes, and if you like horses, we got the Keeneland room and the Saratoga room and the Churchill room. You'll feel like you're at the track.
Not to forget the cookies that you serve, which are
and the cookie room.
Of course.
And I will tell you, I was the first one. I think it was the Churchill room to drop crumbs on the floor in the Churchill room. Just so you know, it was true. Coming up a little later on today's show, 11 chores you've been doing all wrong. We'll give you a rundown on that. And if you'd like to see what people are saying about us, go to LouisvilleSellersTalk.com. Or if you like to read about it, go to LouisvilleZillow.com, where we've got our, the reviews, quite frankly. Should you wait is the question that a lot of people might be asking, whether you own a home and thinking about selling, or if you're thinking about getting rid of your rental and buy. Well, should you wait for lower mortgage rates is the question. The answer is don't, because they've hit record lows. Now, here's some information. Lee, for you, Randy already knows this. Greg and I pretty much know this. Historically low mortgage rates, and don't hesitate to jump in here, anybody. Historically, mortgage rates are a motivator for buyers. In 2020 alone, rates hit new record lows 16 times, and the trend continued into the early part of this year. It popped up, I think, Randy, last week. Did I read that in the trades? A brief pop-up?
It moved a little bit, but it's coming down again. So they're kind of staying stable, and that's what people are predicting in 2021. Might jump a little, but should stay pretty stable.
As vaccines become more widely available and a return to normal starts to come into view, we're going to see mortgage rates bounce off those record lows. Am I correct about that, sir?
You would assume so, right?
Yes.
That's just going back to where.
Right.
So you want to think about getting in tune with a real estate agent or team that could set you up on a search. If you're thinking about selling or thinking about buying your first home, you want to be able to get out there quickly and work with a group that has a proven track record. That's where
certainly it's all situational. I mean, I always tell people it's the psychological aspect. Rates are they're gonna hover. I mean, before COVID, they were in the low 4s, high 3s. COVID, they're down very low 3s, high 2s in some places. But again, if you need to move, you need to move. If the low rates entice you to move, now's a good time to move. So let it fit your psychology. Don't sit there and go back and forth on it. Now is a great time to make a move. Money is cheap. We know it. Will it go back up? Well, as COVID, like Bob said, as COVID subsides, that's what will happen. So, it's a good time.
As mortgage rates rise even a little bit, people are going to be jumping off the fence, buying whatever they can as fast as they can. So just note, if you're thinking about selling now more than ever, it's the time to put the thought into process and get moving forward. All right. Just FYI, Lee Harris, we're taking emails instead of phone calls because we're limited on technology when we use Zoom. So I've got a couple of emails. One of them is directed towards you.
Okay.
And Jonathan is asking, why should I have to pay for mortgage, title insurance, and owner's title insurance? Aren't they the same? Does Jonathan and his family really need to buy owner's title insurance? Could you give us an explanation on the difference?
Yeah. That's a very good question, Jonathan, and we get that question a lot. The mortgage title insurance is going to be required by your lender. That protects only your lender. If there was ever a case of a title issue and it somehow affected their lien on your property, that would protect them only. Owner's title is what you get, and it's a one-time fee. It's very reasonable. And if you ever had an issue come up regarding title, that policy would cover you and your family so that you would not be out of pocket any money if somehow, let's say someone claimed title, some heir came back that said, no, I was supposed to inherit this property, or some issue came up in 5 years from now, or however long it is that you own the property, and it would cover you. They would cover, your defense costs and your expenses and any out-of-pocket expenses. So that's the difference. One covers the lender and one covers the owner and their family.
I will tell you, when I bought one of my homes, probably back in 1999, I did not get mortgage title insurance owner's title insurance. I had to get a mortgage. And I wasn't in real estate at the time, but then I went through real estate school in 2004, realized the need, and I refied, and then I got that mortgage title, owner's title insurance in addition to the mortgage title insurance. So I got to tell you, you'll sleep better at night knowing there's nothing that's going to come back and bite you down the road. Lee, there's a grace period. If the buyer thinks maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't, they've got how many days before they either need to lock in or things will have to go back to repaying for the home?
Yeah, typically it's 30 days, but if we have a really good relationship with our people. So, if you go home and you change your mind, contact us and we'll work with our people to get you in after your closing for that same price.
Bob, you're muted.
Yeah, I saw that. It went to mute. So just another reason to use limestone is what I was saying, and perfectly a good reason to use them. All right, moving on, folks. Something new, trend, and Greg, this gives you even more importance in this whole picture of doing our marketing. We have 3D tours. Greg's up the ante for 2021 in videos, as well as these high-end pictures. There's a new trend, and it's buying a home sight unseen. Randy, what do you think? Would you be, or Lee, would you be one to just, if you're going to move to another city or buy a vacation home, not see it in person and just buy it based on the pictures?
I say never say never. I say never say never very often anymore. Never.
Never.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
All right. And Lee, how about you?
I would not do that. I just received a call. I receive a lot of calls. That's what I do. From buyers and sellers and their agents. And I received a call about that issue probably about a week ago, where the people are coming from California or whatnot, and they just want their agent to go to the homes and then send them the videos and the pictures, and they picked one. And of course she said, do I need some kind of hold harmless agreement or something? I said, oh yes, you do. Because, the pictures could look great and they could get there, and it's, maybe not as fantastic as they thought. So yeah, I personally wouldn't do it. And if I were an agent and you wanted to go ahead and do it, I would definitely get a hold harmless agreement from your client.
The background behind why it's a trend now is just because there is become more of a thing to make sure you have better marketing and photography. More agents are catching on. Bob, not to toot his horn, but we've been doing this for so long and been doing video tours. We were comparing stuff from the stuff I'm doing now from the stuff he was doing almost 13 years ago now. And people were just having a new way to see a home. We would always advise the seller, not the best thing to do, but some people might want to do it. Get your hold harmless agreement, get an illegal attorney. But the trend will continue to grow as more technology, 3D tours and things like that are coming out on the market.
Well, obviously, COVID has forced a lot of people to go to a tour or video before they go see the home. That's important. But the other thing is, because the homes are so few and far between, and we're down in the 1500s in terms of homes on the market this past week, anything that comes on the market, and there goes my phone all of a sudden, anything that comes on the market simply goes off the market quickly. And if someone's in another city, then all of a sudden they're going to have to just take a leap of faith. Now, let me just tell you what you can do. And I will also tell you that about 10 years ago, I listed a house that had been purchased via sight unseen, and it did not go very well for the buyer. They bought this house. They didn't realize the area that they were going to be living in, and it wasn't the best. So you got to be careful. First of all, in terms of trusting the real estate agent, look for reviews on Zillow. And again, that's why I give out LouisvilleZillow.com. Hey, Randy, we can hear you flipping papers, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. If you are, you're going to look for a home, you don't have an agent, call friends. If they're not, you don't have anybody in the area, you can even call a local agent in the area that you're in and ask them for a recommendation. But more importantly, you want to go to a place like Zillow, look at reviews. That's why we say go to LouisvilleZillow.com. And that's a redirect to our Zillow reviews. So don't hire the first real estate agent that you come across. Second, don't skip a virtual or video tour, because that's really important. But ask the agent that you'll be working with if they would take pictures of the outside area. So point the camera in all directions in front to make sure you're not across the street from a convenience store, which has happened. Lee, you pointed out for agents to sign a hold harmless in case the buyer buys, and not having gotten in person, and they don't like what the agent picked out for them. But one of the things that both agents and buyers should do is research the neighborhood and surrounding areas that you are buying in, and you can do that with the websites these days. Google Earth gives you a good, clear shot of what's around that, correct?
Yes, I think absolutely with the Google and technology and everything. I mean, you can find out about everything: the schools, the crime rates, where the parks are. You can find out a lot that way and make sure you're in an area. If you're going sight unseen, make sure you're at least in an area that you would find desirable when you get there.
Also, not vetting a high-quality home inspector. That's somebody who does pictures and also types up their reports. Most important. Don't forget additional inspections when you're buying from afar, in terms of radon, if that's something that's needed in the area that you're buying. Also, think about a sewer inspection. Some areas of the country require that. And if you're thinking about waiving contingencies, might be because it's so difficult to find a house here or in another section. My brother Corey bought, I think you may have heard, folks, a house in Naples, and within a matter of a couple of days, 7 homes went on the market and sold in the neighborhood that he was buying. So you might think about waiving let's say an inspection contingency, but there's a way to still hold that there, but that you're not necessarily going to lose the deal because there's an inspection contingency. And one more thing, don't expect the process to go as planned. I would say there are always hiccups. Randy, Lee, Greg, you want to comment on the hiccups that we find?
Sure, I can start. Yeah, I mean, there could be something in the title work. There could be some lien that may or may not be related to the property. It could be someone with the same name or something like that. But, you still have to clear that lien to make sure that it's not going to be attached to the property, which could take extra time. That's one thing. Sometimes we have people who are trustees or executors or representing a corporation, but they're not aware that they have to do those things through either a court probate process or through, having a trust approved or having a corporate resolution. And so you make it down to closing and there may be a delay because, those steps have to be taken. So those are the two that come to mind.
Gotcha. On Randy's side, Randy, you're seeing delays all the time, correct? Because of information getting late to the...
Yes, and information late or appraisals. And it's not really all the time, Bob. Sincerely, overall, our clients are very responsive and our real estate agents, like your team, is very responsive on things we need. But, we do get in situations where, man, it's almost like there's no luck at all in this file. And that happens every once in a while. But overall, sincerely, though, most closings go pretty smooth.
Yeah, but there are delays, and not with Swan. I'm not pointing a finger there, but I'm just saying if underwriters find things that they need to have verified, that just slows the process down.
Yes, it does.
Those are some of the things you need to watch out for when buying a home from afar. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about things that you're doing wrong in the in the kitchen and elsewhere. With us, Randy Rocky, Swan Financial, 645-0736. Also, Lee Harris, legal counsel over at Limestone Title and Escrow, 649-7964. My son Greg, who does our marketing, photography, and so much more. And you can reach me. We're looking for homes to list and sell because we're doing that on a regular basis. 376-5483. Again, Bob Sokoler at 376-5483. We're back in a moment on News Radio 840 WHAS. Hey, Randy, careful, because I could still hear you in the background there with the papers. I don't know.
All right, let me turn my mute on.
No, because we're coming back. You're going to be in part here. I need you here. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. News Radio 840 WHAS, the Louisville Real Estate Show, with you to the top of the hour. Bob Sokoler here. You can reach me anytime at 376-5483. You can see Barbara Corcoran on Shark Tank on a regular basis. She's my mentor and friend and does a lot of work with us. We appreciate her friendship. Also here, Lee Harris, legal counsel, Limestone Title and Escrow at 649-7964. And that is her direct cell, believe it or not. And Randy Rocky over at Swan Financial, who also gives out his own cell at 645-0736. And son Greg, who does our marketing, photography, and so much more. All right, 11 chores you're doing all wrong. First of all, how much laundry detergent do you all put in the washing machine? Quickly
whatever the thing says. It gives me a limit.
I've never done laundry in my life.
I knew that was coming.
That's not a joke.
When doing laundry, many people fill the cap to the brim with detergent. As it turns out, though, there's merit to following the directions on the packaging. Using too much soap makes the clothes feel greasy, and the suds can trap excess bacteria in the creases of the fabric. So
yeah, I got that sensitive skin. I know better. I do it to the T, free and clear. No crazy dyes. I'm very particular.
Good. Ignoring your ceiling fan. Most people neglect to clean the ceiling fan until they notice a small amount of dust collecting on the top of each blade instead of using your regular feather duster to get the job done. By the way, you can get one of these dusters from Home Depot or Lowe's. Or another big box store.
Oh, I'm that guy too. When I go into a house and I'm doing pictures and the fans are on, I turn them off. They've never turned their fans off. They're always on. And then they turn them off and I'm right in front of them and I'm putting my hand up to stop and they see the dust that I have to put my fingers in and they're like, oh, sorry. Yeah.
So that. Brandy, the next time you clean a fan, think about this. This is actually a really good tip. Use an old pillowcase. So put the pillowcase around the fan blade and just pull it out with the.
So you're not dropping it on your head. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Unless the fan is 15 feet off the ground. So that works.
Thank you for the tip.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
You don't get it all over your bed.
It's a great tip. Absolutely.
That's the reason he doesn't do laundry. He's always cleaning his ceiling fan.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, so when we got a chicken, most of us go ahead and wash that chicken. Am I correct about that, folks?
You should always wash your chickens.
Oh, absolutely.
When cooking a chicken dinner, your parents probably, or Randy or Lee, said wash the bird to kill off bacteria. Nowadays, experts warn against this outdated practice, since holding a chicken under running water may cause harmful
Cross-contamination.
microbes to splash on towels, as well as countertops and other kitchen surfaces.
Cross-contamination. That's what I would have figured, yeah.
Minimize
you
the risk.
You still got to, I mean, listen, you don't know where that chicken's coming from. It's not that, you just clean it off, make you feel, put it, do
Well,
it
you just
way.
don't let it splash. I mean,
Right.
sincerely, I do a lot of grilling, so you put it under the water, and even though you are going to kill it with the temperature gauge going up on the grill, hopefully, but you just don't let it splash all over everywhere.
No, but my wife will tell you, I'm
my
very
opinion.
particular. When I've had food poisoning from chicken multiple times because you don't cook that bad boy right.
Yes, you
Be
are
careful.
correct.
So I'm always falling behind the kitchen, like, okay, let's disinfect right after we put the chicken here, even though there's I just want to make sure.
Minimize the risk of salmonella, according to
There you
this,
go.
by taking the poultry directly from the packaging to the pan. I'm just reading from the.
Yeah. No. But listen, we agree, but we also think you got to be careful and try to wash it.
Also, putting knives in the dishwasher. Lee, do you put knives in there?
I do.
Yep. They're extremely convenient as an appliance to use when you put the knives in the dishwasher, but running your knives through a dishwasher dulls the blades over time, which can make them more dangerous to use. So carefully.
See, I was going to ask if it was steak knives. So like our steak knives, I make sure do by hand, but all the butter knives and other stuff.
They say the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, what do I care if they're going to dull the butter knife, right?
All right. Got it. How about, when was the last time Randy or Lee or Greg, you used the self-cleaning feature on your oven?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I don't use the oven.
So Randy, I lost your video, but although many homeowners swear by their oven's self-cleaning mode to eliminate caked-on food particles, the setting can harm your appliances and compromise your home's air quality. Keep the oven clean by pouring salt over spills as they happen. At hot temperatures, the salt turns food residue into ash, which can be wiped away with a towel once the oven cools. I thought that's a pretty good tip.
That is a good one.
Drying towels with fabric softener, which makes towels feel incredibly soft, but it can also reduce the absorbency of the fabric and trap unpleasant mildew smells. To increase the lifespan of your towels, skip the softener on laundry day and opt for detergent only.
So here's a great thing. So my wife Casey just did this new trend. It's on Instagram. If you got young women, children, people who do laundry that age, there's this new Instagram thing called stripping, and they put, and our grandparents would be laughing at us. They take the clothes or the towels, and it's supposed to make them like brand new, and they put them in the bathtub with Tide or whatever, and they let them sit and soak. And it's basically just, you get to see it instead of it happening in your water, but it is a trend. And I'm like, if your grandmother could see what you're doing, she's like, this is just a manual washing machine. You just get to watch it, and it's more fun. So it's a fad now. But anyway, I digress.
All right, we're wrapping up here. Washing hardwood with water. So I always would use water, right?
Yep.
I would ask Randy
like wood floors or like
hardwood floors. Yeah, I was gonna say Randy probably never washed a floor.
No.
I don't. I don't.
I know.
I just never have. I'm sorry.
Well, Tracy,
in college, I'd had somebody come in and clean it.
Tracy would tell you, your wife, resist the urge to wash them with soap and water, which may warp and damage the wood, and opt for wood cleaning products instead. I guess there's a bunch of stuff out there. Work the product into your floor, slightly damp rag, mop to polish, shine, and deep clean. Unless you got my type of dogs, which just bring in mud all the time. Handling
you need mop cleaners on their paws. So
that's
they can
true.
Actually.
Cast iron cookware requires cleaning. Does it either?
Love my cast iron. You gotta. We clean it. You scrub it. You clean it, and then if we have any stuff that's burnt on, you boil it off. And then to dry it, you let it sit on the stove, and you put a little bit of oil on there to season it and get it nice. It's a beautiful pan.
Never use soap or water. And finally, ignoring your garbage disposal. They're true heroes of the kitchen, yet often go unnoticed when you're running through your cleaning routine. So to freshen up your disposal, put a few ice cubes or citrus peels in the drain. Turn on the disposal. This trick will clear out any old gunk and eliminate unpleasant smell. So I guess it would be a combination of lemon and ice cubes.
I put lemon in mine.
Do you? And it works?
On that, yep.
Yes, it does.
So we're out of time. I know we'd like to talk about real estate, things that are pertinent, but at the same time, it's always an interesting read when we get some unusual tips on how to handle household chores and the like. So I want to thank our friends Randy Rocky, Swan Financial, 645-0736. Randy, thanks for being here, buddy. It went fast.
Thank you, Bob.
Lee Harris, Legal Counsel, Limestone and Title. You can reach, and by the way, Randy, back up for a second, 773-4834. No, that's Brian's number, but still over at Swan. You can reach Randy at 645-0736. You can reach Lee Harris over at Legal Counsel, Limestone Title and Escrow at 649-7964. And then you can reach my son Greg through me, who does our marketing, photography, and so much more. And we're looking for homes to list and sell. We'd love to talk to you anytime, day or night, weekends as well. 376-5483 is my direct number. All right, folks. See you next Sunday right here on News Radio 840 WHAS.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
All right, Lee,
guys.
thank you.
See y'all.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Randy, thanks, buddy. Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.